Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another War and Order video, guys. Today we're gonna look over one of the most important aspects of the game, that's gonna be equipment. But before that, guys, if you have not downloaded the game yet, there's gonna be a download link down in the description and comments of the video. And thanks a lot to Kamal Games for sponsoring another video for War and Order. Guys, this game is a lot of fun, but there's a lot of aspects that can be tricky to learn and master, and one of them is equipment. All right, we all know how important it is to have your armies, to have different types of units to use for your armies. Your lord has to use specific upgrades for their skills, but also lords have their own equipment, which you can see right here. My lord is right there using level 15 and 20 equipment. What does this mean though? Like, how is equipment used? And that's what I'm gonna be covering on for today's video. And if you guys have some tips that you want to share with me, with everybody else, put them down right now in the comments below so we can all get more knowledgeable and learn more about the game together. So let's get started. This is the equipment that I have on. Equipment is not as simple as just putting it on your lord and then making them stronger. It's not as simple as that. Equipment, as you progress through and get more levels, equipment goes up by 5 levels. As you get higher and higher into the levels, equipment becomes trickier in terms of how the upgrades affect the way that you do battles. And what do I mean by that? Let's go and have a look at my castle where we actually make the equipment at the blacksmith right here. So here is the blacksmith. When you start out and play the game with the forge, as you are leveling it up, each level gives you a higher forge speed, but also the ability to craft higher equipment that is also tied with your castle level. So the higher castle level that you have, the higher the equipment that you will be forging. And as you can see right here, you can forge 6 different pieces of equipment: weapons, helmet, belt, clothes, accessories, and boots. Each one of them has their own specific upgrades, which you have to have in mind before you go about forging them. Of course, level 1 is how you start out. You cannot straight up make a level 20 item from day 1. Okay, the way that you do this is you got to start from level 1. They use that level 1 item to forge a level 5, then that level 5 to forge a level 10, and that level 10, 15, and so on and so on, all the way to level 40, as you can see here, with some amazing bonuses and equipment, of course, being very difficult to build. But in order to build these, you of course have to have a very high blacksmith level, and this is basically capped through that. Your castle level has to be high, your blacksmith level has to be high, so it's not as easy as just having all the materials needed. So have that in mind also, guys. So how do I go about with all of this? How do I use this to my advantage? So the way that I look at equipment is, how do I want my armies to benefit from the equipment that I have on my lord at any time? So as you can see, the next upgrades I could do on level 20 daggers are 3. Weapons are 3. I can do the black dagger, the mage staff, or the elder scepter. I can build all 3 if I really wanted to. It really depends on your playstyle. What do I mean by that? When you look on the item that you want to be upgrading, you'll see these different bonuses: infantry attack, cavalry attack, archer attack. These are not the same for the black dagger. If you look at the mage staff, this changes to archer attack, mage attack, recruitment speed up. So if you want to have a quicker way to get units recruiting armies, then this is the one that you want to be forging. If you want to use the elder scepter though, this will give you more infantry attack, extremely more infantry attack, 10.4%, and mage attack. But you lose out on the other bonuses that you saw from the others. You can only have 1 equip at a time, but that does not mean you cannot craft all 3 if you really wanted to. If you really want to shake things up, you could have crafted all 3. And the way that you would have to do that is go back, craft a level 1 dagger, and use that again as an example, just to have an extra unit. So here, this is how the forge works. You complete the forging using materials. I'll explain what materials and how to get them. And once you go back here, you'll see you'll be able to collect the level 1 dagger. So currently I have equipped this one: infantry attack 5.1, mage, march speed. I like march speed, so that this is why I equipped this level 15 item. The quality of the items that you craft is also depending on the quality of materials, by the way. But again, I'll explain them in a bit. So the level 1 obviously is much worse at this. I don't want to replace it. What I wanted to show is, let's say you want to be doing the level 5s, you got to have a look at the bonuses. So here, archer attack, recruitment speed, And then we have a look here, mage attack, infantry attack. Again, recruitment speed, for me, it doesn't really change the fact, yes, of course, you'll be saving many hours later on as you get into the end game. But by that time, you will be using way higher levels, okay, of gear and probably of equipment. And probably by that time, you'll be at a point where you can actually craft multiple items and have them for specific times. So let's say you want to be offline and having all your recruitments going. What you want to do is equip only items that give you recruitment bonuses and not have attack on your extra attack on your armies. I would say that would be the wiser choice rather than just having only the attack or only the recruitment. But again, it all depends on how many materials you have. So now that I have the extra weapon, I go here to the level 5. Do I have the materials for the level 5? These materials I can actually change. I can use higher quality materials and try and get better items. As you go up, you stop using common materials or green materials or blue materials. You can use epic materials, you can use legendary materials, but that is for the much later on when you are forging items that you're trying to get into a higher legendary quality of stats. So as you can see here, the legendary quality would have given me 4% attack and a 2.8% recruitment, comparing it to the green quality, which is 2% and 1.3. So it's basically double, a little bit more than double on the recruitment speed up. But that is how the quality of gear, of equipment, is affected by the quality of materials that you're using. So if you're using rare materials as an example, which are kind of easier to get, comparing them to the epic ones, you'll see different stat bonuses. But 24% golem attack as an example, comparing it to 37.9%. So pretty interesting on how these go up as you play the game. But of course, this is more for the really end game people for getting the level 40 items. And this goes on for every single piece of equipment that you have. So as you can see here, I have, let's say, the ceremonial hat. If I wanted to craft this one, this would give me different bonuses, comparing it to the assassin's cape, okay, and also to the satin hood. So different bonuses depending on what you want to be using your armies for and how you want to be changing the way that you're playing the game. Okay, so many different choices, so make your decisions wisely. As I explained, you can start crafting more items if you really want to and getting them to, let's say, level 20, so you have multiple choices at any specific time, since these take quite some time to get to the next upgrade. So if, let's say you have all 25s, the next time you get the level 30s will take you a long amount of time to actually get them. You need a castle level 30, blacksmith level 30 for this, so it will take you quite some time to get there. So you might even be at a point where you say, okay, I might as well build multiple equipments to have for my lord for different uses as I try different strategies for the game. So materials, this is the obvious thing that is required to actually get things going. So storage here, you see all the materials that I have, the equipment that I have, and then the emblems that I have, which gives me different bonuses. So the materials, how do you get the materials? It's 3 different ways that you get them. The most simple one is here. Okay, this is called the workshop. You can make level 1 and level 2 materials. I make the level 2 materials, although these take longer. If you have the monthly card, you can speed this up. I don't have that, I don't buy that. But what you can do is craft a level 2 material, and with these materials you can be making better items, comparing them to the level 1s. The level 1s take shorter amount of time. These are the ones that you'll be doing when you first start out the game, but later on I think it's better to do the level 2 ones just to get going faster in terms of upgrading all your equipment. The next way that you get materials is pretty easy. If you are doing different attacks on monsters, oh, this one failed for some reason. If you're doing different attacks on monsters, you'll see sometimes the battle rewards will have some materials right here. Okay, sometimes you have materials. So this is one way that you can get them. Let me show you. Soul cloth there. So you get them as random extra rewards. I'm not sure what happened here. We failed the attack, but I'll check that out in a bit. So that is another way that you get materials. Another obvious way is also buying them through packs. I don't think that is the ideal way to do this. So you go into the shops, you'll find where the material packs are. These are probably the ones, yeah, these are material packs, and you can use those if you really want to be upgrading your items. I would say you don't have to buy those. There's so many different packs that are offered that it all depends on what you want to be doing in terms of spending. But these, when you buy the packs, you'll get these material chests, or when you finish some events, you'll get some material chests. These are the ones I'm talking about. You use them, open them up, you get some random materials as you saw there. Always check your inventory. You might have some and you didn't realize. So here I have 2 of these. Let me open this up. You get fine leather, crystal, so that gets added up to the total ones I have already. So different ways to get the materials, and that's the way that you use them to eventually start doing your equipment. So once you have all your equipment, you equip it here on your lord, and with that way you make your lord stronger, because every single piece here gives you different bonuses, and you have all of those together. So I have the level 15 sash, the belt right here, but I have also a level 5, a level 1. I can use these to craft different ones. I have this bracelet at level 15. I can actually use this to get more infantry attack, mage attack, and gather speed if I really want to do lots of gathering. And then I also have 2 blue items here, which is either knight helmet, gives me a huge army size bonus of plus 1000, and then this one gives me march speed of 6.4% as an extra stat, because it's also blue quality. So once I get these all to level 20, I'll eventually get my castle to level 25, and I'll start upgrading everything to 25. But by that time, it's gonna take me at least, I would say, a couple of weeks to do that. It is starting to get really slow in terms of the castle upgrades, but you guys are following along in the videos. I do appreciate that a lot, and this is the way to go about it. Guys, with equipment, what are your thoughts? Your comments, leave them down below. Thank you again to Common Games for sponsoring today's video. And guys, as I said, if you have not tried out the game, there's going to be a download link in the description and comments of today's video. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.